Today is January 16th, 2012, Martin Luther King Day. My name is Michael Gould, and I'm the owner of Houndstown, USA, a pet care facility located in Long Island, New York. I wanted to use today, Martin Luther King Day, to discuss another type of discrimination. A type of discrimination that causes hundreds of thousands of creatures to be put to death each year, based largely on ignorance. And that is dogs, and specifically certain breeds of dogs that are discriminated against just because of their breed, and that is, of course, the pit bull or bully breeds. As in human discrimination, it's based primarily on ignorance. Of course, there are dangerous dogs. There are dangerous people. We live in a world, we are living creatures, and living creatures have the potential to be dangerous. However, pit bulls particularly are outlawed, banned, legislatively condemned. Insurance companies won't allow people to own them. Shelters are overflowing with them. And I think if we think of it in human terms, 40 years ago, discriminating against people because the color of their skin, they weren't allowed in certain schools, in certain restaurants. Today, I wouldn't allow, if I didn't allow Irish people to work in one of my businesses because I thought they may have the propensity to be alcoholics, or I didn't allow Germans to work for me because I thought they may be just too stubborn to work for me. And of course, this would be ignorant and illegal. However, with dogs, so you're going to see a little short video, and for those dogs that are trained to be aggressive or not given boundaries, that again, that's a people problem. It's a human problem. It's not the dogs. The dogs are not born to be aggressive or domineering, no more than any other dog. They're not given structure. So my message is not only towards the insurance companies who have statistics. They could call me up tomorrow and cite thousands of statistics of how they have documented dog bites. And of course, they probably would appear to be true, like many statistics. They can be skewed. Because the truth doesn't matter when a poodle bites somebody or a beagle nips at somebody. The police aren't called and the health department isn't called. But when a pit bull bites somebody, of course it's pretty dramatic, and they are big dogs, and it's a newsworthy event, and it's perpetrated then by politicians, and it takes on a whole life of its own. So you're going to see a brief video of pit bulls, and my belief. And I'm not crazy. I don't think that all dogs should be running free, and of course there are dangerous dogs, but they shouldn't be judged by their breed. They should be judged by their individual personality and temperament, just like human beings. You shouldn't be judged by your religion or your ethnicity or the color of your skin. You have to be judged by your personality and your temperament. Are you good or bad? Not a general statement. And what's happened is, ignorant people in the form of politicians, corporate people that own pet care facilities that don't allow certain breeds of dogs in, it's insurance companies. They have a list of about 20 dogs, and I know that's based on statistics, but it's just wrong. And this is just a little public awareness message in hopes of educating people of the pure ignorance. And I'm sure there's a segment of society that thinks I'm wrong, and there might be people with scientists that can tell me otherwise. But I strongly disagree, and I would like this message to be just by educated or intelligent human beings taking a look at this and tell me where I'm wrong. Educate me. If I'm wrong, educate me why, but not by statistics, because I live in the practical world, not a theoretical world. I live in the real world with the dogs. Show them to me. If I see a dangerous dog, I don't allow them into my facilities. But it could be a poodle. It could be a chihuahua. If it's dangerous, it's dangerous. I don't discriminate against, as you will see in this video. So I hope you enjoy it.
My name is Mike Gould. I'm here at Houndstown, USA in Ronkonkoma, New York. I've been told by some very intelligent people that pit bulls are dangerous and they shouldn't exist in certain places like Denver, Colorado. I've also been told that if I took one of these home to my house, I couldn't get insurance because they are potentially very dangerous animals. I've been told I can't bring my dogs, if I had one of these very dangerous animals, that I couldn't take them to certain pet care facilities, corporate pet care facilities, because they're dangerous. I also heard they have blocking jaws. If they get the taste of blood, they're born killers. They look dangerous. Whoa, they're dangerous. I hope I don't get bit. Okay, so I'm in the lion's den with the killer pit bulls. Most of these dogs obviously were not purchased. Maybe some of them were. The large majority of them were adopted by very loving people. Then they take the dogs home and they find out maybe that their insurance, homeowners insurance is going to be canceled because they have these deadly dogs at home. This becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Insurance companies have labeled the dogs aggressive. Legislators in certain jurisdictions tell us that the dogs are dangerous. These are wonderful animals. And anybody who would suggest that they're inherently killers is ignorant. And it's really the best way. I wanted to soften it up and say maybe uneducated, but it really is an ignorance because it just requires a little bit of looking around. Rather than reading statistics, the reason a lot of these dogs, the bites get reported because they're bigger dogs. When somebody gets bit by a Chihuahua, the police usually aren't called or it's not reported to the health department. But when a big dog bites somebody, and when that could be a golden retriever or whatever, and then the problem comes, we start describing these dogs as pit bull-like dogs. They look like pit bulls. So it's, again, we don't do it in any other segment of our society. We don't discriminate against people. We don't label people, and if we do, we know that it's a mistake. So why are we putting these beautiful dogs down? And I would ask anybody who's watching that believes that pit bulls are inherently dangerous, please pick out the one here that should not have a home and that should be euthanized. Why? Because he's barking at another. Oh my God, dogs bark? Oh my God. Oh, I told you he was dangerous. He's barking at the other dog. He's growling. Oh, dogs growl. Yes. So anyway, it's sickening to see what's happening. We're on a mission here to educate people, truthfully. Please tell me where I am wrong that these dogs are inherently dangerous. They're potentially dangerous. I'm potentially dangerous. Most people can be aggressive, put in the right circumstances. So any animal, somebody's got a little gas. It's not me. I promise. I blame it on the dog. These pit bulls, they have uncontrollable flatulence. Okay, so for those jurisdictions throughout the United States, whether it's here on Long Island, whether it's Rockville Center, whether it's Denver, Colorado, wherever it is, if I'm wrong, I apologize. Deeply and truly apologize. If I'm right, you're operating on a very large level of ignorance and misinterpretation of anything. So if you don't ban Irish children from your school districts, if you don't ban German children from your school district, you shouldn't ban pit bulls from living in your community. Contact me at houndstownusa.com. If I will apologize to anything that I say is wrong. Don't throw statistics at me. Throw reality, not theoretical, practical. Show me the practical facts. Don't show me a dog that was trained to kill and is genetically inferior and bites people. I have them. I understand that. I'm talking about a blanket ban on a breed of dog. And it's costing, we deal with the emotional aspect of this. We deal with the dogs, the shelters that are overflowing. That nobody will adopt a pit bull because they can't. And they then, of course, they buy into it. If we're going to believe our politicians, which might be a mistake to begin with, but we're going to believe them, then I guess they're smart, so they must be right. Pit bulls must be dangerous. If we're going to believe a corporate company like Pet Stupid, and they say they don't allow pit bulls in, then they must be right. They run a pet care corporation. All they do is count their money. And they will try to make the money as quick and easily as possible. And if there's any risk of anything, they will do something as ignorant as ban a certain breed of dog. not the personality of the dog, the breed of dog. So again, you know, I'd like to clear this up. I find it ridiculous. These are dogs, some of these dogs like me, some of these dogs are afraid of me, but none of the dogs are killing me. None of the dogs. And again, these are not my dogs. It's not as though I came here and trained these dogs. I just walked into this room with 15 or 20 dogs. And if I sound passionate about it, I am. Because the people who are making these decisions are sitting in their office somewhere. The CEOs of these companies and the legislators and the insurance companies, they're not euthanizing the dog. So if you really want to get a good feel for that, come and stick a needle in one of these dogs' legs and put them down. And pick the one, based on what? So of course there's dangerous dogs. They come in all shapes and sizes. These are all nice, friendly dogs, please. And again, my gratitude and my respect to the owners of these dogs who have taken them in the home despite all of this nonsense. I give those people a lot of credit that go to shelters and take these dogs that are, because obviously they know they have the most loving pets that money could buy. And they didn't pay a penny for it. Little dogs, no, they're after me. I want to breathe, I want to get, but they need to be put to sleep. Oh my God, hold on, look at the chihuahua. This one, what is it? Little dangerous dogs!